Good afternoon, ladies and gents. Welcome to 12 Apostles Helicopters. My name's Dan, I'll be your pilot today. Now we'll be heading up to have a look at all of the Apostles and to look at London Bridge as well. Have these microphones nice and close to your mouth here. We can talk to each other along the way, and if you have any questions, please do ask. So as we climb up and out here, we're crossing the Great Ocean Road. Crossing the cliffs. As we do, we're actually splitting the Apostles in two here, so we're going straight over the top of these Central Apostles. Now when we come back down the coast, we'll come down in the opposite direction. We'll have another look at all the Apostles again from the other side. And we'll count them out on the return as well. So the large stack here with the green top, this is Apostle number 1. So anything beyond this point is not included in the Apostle's name or the count. There are plenty more stacks and features along the way, they just have their own unique names. So the first one's here, the Twin Sisters. Behind them, the Salt and Pepper Shaker. The Razorback Ridge, the very thin rock, stood on its own. And then the large grassy island coming up here, the Muttonbird Island. The island there gets its name due to the thousands of migrating muttonbirds which come here each year. There can actually be up to 12,000 birds on the island there at once. Now the next feature here, the Baker's Oven, this wedge-shaped rock with the hole through the base. The hole there giving it its name, it's said to have reminded sailors passing the area of an old wood-fired bread oven. And then coming up here, the Sentinel Rock. This is the largest rock in the Port Campbell National Park, standing at 200 feet tall. Very, very large indeed. Quite difficult to get a sense of scale from here. Have a look on the Great Ocean Road, compare the size of the cars there to the cliffs. Gives you an idea of just how tall that formation really is. It's actually around about the same size as a 20-story building. Now along this section of the coast here, there's lots of evidence of the erosion taking place. Lots of boulders along the foot of the cliffs, and some very large rock falls on the points further ahead as well. The cliffs here are eroding at an average of 8 centimeters per year. It's a huge amount really, it doesn't take long at all for that to add up into a very large amount of coast being lost. On the first headland here you can see the arch. It's a beautiful archway there spanning down from the cliff onto the shelf below. The archway itself very large indeed, it's actually big enough to be able to fly all the way through. And as we come around the headland here, just coming into view now, the London Bridge. It used to be a big double-span bridge there connecting to the mainland until 1990, when the second central archway collapsed, leaving just the one remaining span we have there now. As we make our turn here, have a look in the distance beyond the township of Peterborough. You can see right up to the Bay of Islands. It's a beautiful collection of islands there nestled within the bay. And then as we continue coming round to the left, have another look at the London Bridge.
London Bridge.
From this angle you can see all the way through the span there. Get a bit of an idea of where it got its name from as well, if you can imagine that second archway connecting back to the land. Now here we're approaching the township of Port Campbell. Now approaching here the township of Port Campbell, only home to about 600 permanent residents. But during the summer, it does increase to between 2,000 or even 3,000 people staying there per night. So it does get very busy indeed. Now coming up here, the Sentinel Rock again, and behind it, the Horseshoe Cove. Beautiful natural harbour shape created by the cliffs there makes for a very sheltered beach. Right at the back of the beach, a small cave home to a colony of fairy penguins. Now behind the Baker's Oven here, the Sherbrooke River. Coming around the headland here. The Muttonbird Island again. shaped a bit like a question mark or possibly a seahorse from this angle. That's the site of the Lockhart ship disaster in 1878. Ship ran aground right on the southernmost tip of the island. And then here we're approaching the Apostles, so the launch stack with the green top. Number 1. Number 2, the cone-shaped rock stood on its own. Three, 4, 5 and 6 all together in the middle. Number 6, the smallest one towards the back. And then it's 7 at the launch stack just before the lookouts. As you make our turn in here, you get a fantastic view of all the Apostles lining up along the coast. Get a fantastic view. You can see just how prominent all the stacks are there. They really do stand out from the ocean. Well, thanks very much, guys. I hope you enjoyed the flight. Now, just as we come back into land here, the ground staff will come and give you a hand with the doors. Oh, thanks very much, guys.
Thank you.
Very glad you enjoyed the flight. You're very welcome. You can pop your headsets and your seatbelts off there if you like, and I hope you have a fantastic afternoon as well. Very much.